Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. We're here. We're back at it again, and we're going to get on into it. But before we do, as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And with that being said, here's a quick word from our sponsors.
Organic herbs and botanicals, skincare and edibles, wellness for body and mind. The Brothers Apothecary. Fine teas and remedies. Ronald Records. From indie gems to classic hits, discover the heart of local music. With live shows all the time, up close and personal, and regular releases on their in-house label. Ronald Records. Supporting the community, one track at a time.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, shout out The Brothers Apothecary, Ronald Records, and Portland Water. Thanks for keeping us hydrated. With that being said, let's go ahead and get on into it. Here is today's guest.
Hey, what's up? My name's Duncan, and I am from Hard Pill.
Hello.
What's up, man?
Yo, thank you so much for joining us.
Very good to see you, man.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about, who you are, where you're from, what you do, give us that Tinder profile of your involvement with music.
100%. My name's Duncan Allen. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I actually sing in Hard Pill, but I'm a drummer primarily.
Oh, cool.
I've been playing drums for 20 years, so singer, drummer.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
definitely. So that's my main thing I do with music.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm curious about that segue, but let's start right at the beginning. What got you into music initially?
Okay. Music initially, the actual love of music, I was gifted a Walkman.
Okay.
And the Walkman came with a Best of Elvis cassette.
Okay.
Which is kind of what an interesting, So that's what the first thing I had. But then I can't remember if my father or someone else, they gave me a Best of Queen tape.
Ah, and an interesting duality of music.
Yeah. I mean, the Elvis thing was cool, but the Queen thing changed my whole perspective.
Yeah.
It was just whoa, what is this? This is not what I was just listening to.
No.
Ain't nothing but a hound dog. It just gets to this these crazy choruses and just basically opera rock,
Yeah.
So that's what got me into quote unquote music.
Mm-hmm.
Got me into drums would be the first time I heard Prodigy Breathe. I heard this little fill. It was start the song.
Yep.
That's what got me into drums basically. So it was the two moments where I really snapped into consciousness as far as realizing something's going on.
Hell yeah. Man, what an interesting foundation.
It's the truth.
how old were you when you first started drums?
Oh my God, must have been 12 or banging around stuff was 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
And then I got behind a drum set and my parents realized oh my God, this guy can
Okay.
There's something underneath this.
Yeah.
I think 12 or 13 I'd say was
okay, cool.
Yeah.
And were your parents musical at all?
My mom played the flute, no jokes. And then and my dad played the piano, the guitar a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both pretty musically inclined, actually. Yeah, but not not to the point where they took it as far as trying to make a career out of it,
Yeah, they just
they did the smart thing and got normal jobs.
Oh yeah, that old chestnut.
Just joking.
Okay, no, I dig that. But at least they were cool with you, because drums are a hard instrument to bring into the house if you're not a fan of music to some degree.
Yeah, I mean they were definitely I'd say my initially I'd say both my parents were super supportive of it. You know what I mean? And then as life got longer and priorities came in, I'd say my mom definitely stayed in there. My dad kind of moved away from it a little bit because there is the argument you do have to have a career and you got to figure out your financial situation. As music declined in the last 15 years, revenue went away.
Yeah,
it's there is a slight truth where it's wanted to have something ready, but luckily I was able to navigate all that. But definitely through and through until the bitter end, my mom has been like 100%, just do it. Just whatever it takes. If you like love it, no matter what. But initially, both my parents were extremely, extremely supportive.
Oh.
I will say my father definitely like pushed it extra hard at the very beginning.
Yeah, no, I dig that. And then just before I get into a couple of the foundation questions I have, when did the line from drummer to singer happen?
Well, I was in a band called Sustainer in Portland, Oregon. And we had a song where our vocalist could actually play drums.
Oh, okay.
So we had a song that we wrote where we just switched off on stage.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I love
right?
that.
Well, I mean, that was kind of like the thing, like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's happening? And then like this band plays this song and you're like, oh, this is crazy. Like, I didn't know that they could just switch off. So that's where it was bred. But, you know, after we did that, I was doing vocals on the drums and stuff. A couple years went by. Something happened and I was just like, I just wanted to do it. We just decided to do it about a year and a half ago. And, you know, I met, I was in this band with this other guy playing drums. I was like, I want to do vocals. And he was like, well, let's just write some stuff as a side thing.
Perfect.
And that just took off while the other thing kind of dissipated because some stuff with some other members just didn't work out. And then Hard Pill was formed and we just followed that thing.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, that works out well.
Yeah, man.
And I feel like that's going to segue more into the current day. So before we get into that, I do have a couple foundation questions.
Of course.
And this first one is one we ask early. It's one we ask often, and it's definitely a crowd favorite. What was the first album you ever bought with your own money?
Oh my God. The first one I ever bought with like my own money that I earned. Oh, the listeners might not like this. I went to School Kids Records and with $40 I bought Sublime 40 Ounces to Freedom box set.
Whoa. Okay.
I remember the School Kids Records guy. I go, do you have the 40 Ounces to Freedom CD? And he's like, nah, man. He's like, we got the box set. And I was like, I'll take that then. And he's just like, ugh. And then he just like, ugh. And I just took it. I love Sublime. I still do.
Oh, yeah. Do you still have the box set?
No. I'm such a moron. I sold a lot of the cool shit I owned, like VHS tapes and shit like that. I look back on it as like a very dumb thing to do. I have a lot of cool shit though that I held on to, but that definitely is not one of them.
Damn. Well, that
came with like a surfboard keychain and yeah, that was the first thing I bought. It's kind of funny to remember. That's like the first time I thought about that in like 20 years.
That's a cool first purchase, though.
I mean,
that definitely stands out.
I'm just being honest with you.
Yeah, no, I love that. I think that's rad.
Sometimes I feel like I watch interviews with musicians and they're lying. I feel like they're not telling the real dorky answer.
You know, respectfully, most people give a very honest answer to that question.
Oh, good.
And so
on your show, that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I watch sometimes and I'm like, that's not the first record you heard. Like, be honest. Like, what was the real first thing that you heard? Like, you know, that you like, that you really can't admit, like Elvis, you know, like, I mean, I can't even imagine people in my scene even saying
no.
But like, that's like the honest answer. And so is, you know, the Sublime thing.
Hey, that is
a great day though. That was a great day.
Oh yeah. And I mean, like, again, we all have kind of embarrassing early music experiences because at the time they're not. You know what I mean? Like
embarrassing.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and even now, like I think music is. Well, we'll get into that later. There's a whole series for that later. But getting back into it, what was the first live show you ever went to that was like specifically one you wanted to go to?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're coming out of their shell tour, 1993. I think 1993 or 1994. 100%. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had a live tour called Coming Out of Their Shells. Yeah.
And they played music.
Dude. And it was like awesome. And they put out a VHS
so
tape.
Cool.
The VHS tape is available on YouTube. You can watch that. All their songs are just hilarious. Like the bassist plays like one string.
Yeah.
You know I mean, the whole story is about Shredder trying to like destroy music on Earth.
Whoa.
That's the whole story.
Whoa.
And it's like, that's the first concert I remember. I was just like, I gotta go to this. And we went. But I mean, like the first concert that isn't Ninja Turtles, I think was Yes.
Okay.
My dad took me to go see Yes.
Hell yeah.
And I'll never forget that. I was just like, Jesus effing Christ.
Yeah, that's
just wow, just
damn
insane.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, those are all really cool first experiences.
Yeah, man.
And I may or may not be going to watch that Ninja Turtle experience on YouTube later.
Hilarious. It's so funny.
That is rad.
I still watch it, just laugh my ass off, dude.
Hell yeah. All right, now before we officially get into you in the present day, do you have a defining moment where you decided you wanted to take music more seriously?
Yeah. When I moved here to Portland, that's when I realized like, okay, like you're giving up everything in North Carolina and you're leaving everything and you don't know what's out there for you, you know? This is like pre-internet social network, like 2006, 2007, it's like kind of getting into it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I didn't have anything. I just had, just going out there. My dad like lived here and moved out here. So that was the moment I realized I was like, I'm just leaving everything and everybody and I'm just going to go do music. I'm going to go do that. So that was the moment I just made the decision, just like going to go do this. You know what I mean? And yeah.
So you left North Carolina to come here to like pursue music, basically.
Well, if I'm going to be just completely honest, to grow weed and, and make music, because at the time, marijuana was a very profitable industry.
Yes.
Like now where it's very, very rough out there for growers and everybody. And it's legal. I feel like we can talk about it. But that was the main thing I was going to do. And we did that for a bit,
Okay.
It was awesome. But yeah, that was it. I was like, I'm going to do music. I'm going to do it some way, in some form. I'm going to figure it out,
Hell yeah. Well, that's rad. Let's go ahead and get on into you in the present day.
Cool.
Now, this is more directed, I guess, at the band because you don't have like a stage name, I assume.
Not Duncan.
Yeah. Then how did the band name come to be?
Hard Pill was kind of an amalgamation of like a lot of problems that I was kind of dealing with and people, and just people that kind of like wanted to see me stop making music. You know what I mean? And basically I realized that, just my existence or any form of music is really like a hard pill for them to swallow. So I was trying to think about like, this project was basically conceived with me and my friend Scott, but like all the band members have entrusted me with the vision and like everything for it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all like a big from my head, basically. Most of the stuff, I always run by everything, get their opinion and stuff. The music we all write together.
Yeah, I was going to say at the end of the day, the
overall, like everybody kind of needs like someone to push it. You know what I mean? That's me. So it's like, it's kind of a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow for this band to exist. So that's why it's called Hard Pill.
Hell yeah.
It's just the very existence of it definitely makes some people really not happy.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I always do this bit where I break down names and aesthetically, super cool, as you can see. As y'all can see, branding works real well.
I'll tell you why I'm actually wearing our own stuff later.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I mean, first of all, your merch is rad. Like that is.
We press our own merch, and that's why I'm wearing it right now, because I want you guys to understand, like we do everything ourselves.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean,
we do everything DIY, like everything that you've been given today. Like
respectfully, yeah. There's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get. So many things. They're literally falling out as I'm going. And that's not even the shirt that I haven't unrolled yet. There's so many things.
And all of that is like from us. That's all done in my kitchen. I have a huge open kitchen. We sit there and we'll like do that. And then we'll cook food at the end of the night, go over everything. Like, these are made from the hands of musicians.
Yeah.
Not the products themselves, obviously, but we press everything.
There. Yeah.
So it's like, it's important, I think, that like I wanted to show this to people and let them understand. Like I'm not just like repping like my band. I'm repping, like what we do and like what our passion is, man. Like
again, respectfully, that is a cool shirt.
Well, I always
shirts go.
I always wear Hawaiian shirts, and we got these transfers because we do like direct transfers with like screen printing ink, and I was like, man, I wonder like how these are. So I just pressed it on stuff I already wore, and
perfect.
Through the wash like at least 20 times so far, and everything looks really good. So
rad.
Yeah, it works out really well. So I just wanted to kind of show people like you can do all this stuff yourself. Like you can, as a band, like you don't need to be like paying exorbitant, insane amounts of money for
this. No. Sometimes you have to get your elbows a little bit. I'll figure it out.
I figure I'll dive into that with these questions a little bit later. I assume there's some questions coming up.
Oh, there's definitely a series of them.
Yeah.
But first, we're going to dive into your writing process a little bit.
Let's go.
And and since you are kind of the brain, or at least the starting point of your band's music.
No. I really want to make this clear right now. I would say like most of the visuals and the ideas. And
gotcha.
Like
so you're like the director,
brains and the emotion of this project all comes from Scott Charles King, who's our main writer.
Okay,
that's cool. Like the guy who's like the base for what we're gonna feel.
Gotcha.
Whatever we're writing, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I don't want this to get lost where it's like you're
No. Thank you for clarifying.
Dude, and yeah, honestly, and everything that I think of, I always run it by them. I always try and get their opinions, you know what I mean? Get their ideas. So it's not just like I'm like, this is how it goes, this is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, but I want to make that clear. Like Scott is our songwriter. He's the guy who does it all. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So you were asking how?
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, how do you? I guess and we'll at some point we'll have the whole band on to kind of dig into this further.
We'll come back.
But how do you go about making at least your parts of the music?
Of course. Well, I mean, it's really simple. Basically, Scott basically sends a foundation on a cell phone recording. You know, and then I'm like, that's sick. Do this. You know, let's make some changes, and then basically Scott will record the guitar, and then which is at home, his own DIY. Come to my house. We have the Roland E kit, which is just amazing. We record everything on that, and then we were just recorded in my living room. We demo out drums just right there. Listen to the song, bring it to practice, and play it. Now, initially, sometimes we might actually like play the riff at practice and go backwards. Like he brings it to practice, we jam it there, then we demo it. But it's usually a combination of those things. Scott has like a foundation, or I can hum something to Scott and he can come up with a foundation.
Yep.
You know, or Jackson can play a drum beat and then we can kind of move around that, or Trey can start a song with bass, and it's, so it just depends on where the idea stems from. You know what I mean? But if it's Scott, usually that's how it goes.
Okay.
My writing process, asking how I write.
Yeah.
I basically, each record I think that we've done kind of has like a theme or a feeling. Like Into the Wood Chipper with You is just about hate, violence, death, anger, just the worst parts of life imaginable.
Yeah.
And then like we're doing Confusion Range right now, which is like a full length. That's all about just like empathy and like forgiveness and like, just love and like heartbreak. It's basically about just relationships, and it's very personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like, I kind of look at like the whole thing as a whole and work from there,
Okay.
So it's like conceptual. We have like concept releases basically.
Gotcha.
I'd say our first record, not so much. It's like a we're just kind of doing our thing, like self-titled EP. Let's just make something. It's just gonna be fun. But now everything has like intention.
Yeah.
Which is like important.
No, very much so. And I mean, and especially with the the availability to make your own music at home, where like you have the time to like workshop it, you have the time to kind of go back and forth on seeing a bigger picture before you take it to like a full studio.
Yep.
The opportunity to add intention has never been greater.
Yep. And but honestly, I'll tell you right now, we don't even take it to the big studio.
Okay, so you just do everything in house.
We do everything.
Hell yeah.
And everything that you hear on our record, we have recorded ourselves, tracked it. And that's just like we do everything ourselves. We don't mix it yet. We're hoping to be there, but we pay somebody else to mix it.
Okay.
And everything you hear that's like Hard Pill is self-tracked. We all do that on our own. We do it ourselves, you know what I mean? And that's all that you hear. And that's another thing I really want to drive home during this interview. It's like the band's ability to do so much of this themselves. They have to really realize that, and like how much money you can save, thus investing in your project.
Exactly.
Because there's no revenue in music. There's just no revenue in streaming. There's just not. We've been paid $40 the past 2 years for streaming.
Yeah.
So you have to like find these other avenues where you can like recoup that cost, and it's important for bands to empower themselves as well, because a lot of bands feel like they're just like completely mercilessly at someone else's like whim to print merch or record their songs, or it's stressful going to a big studio and driving and getting set up and waiting hours and stuff, when I could just walk out into my living room and have a cup of coffee and pet my dog and sit there with the vocals in my bedroom, just like, it's just a different world. And you're right, it changes the creating process. You get a better product because you're not completely under pressure and completely stressed. It works the opposite, in my opinion. I think that people work better when they can actually move at their own pace and do it. Like,
exactly.
I'm not having a good mental health day. I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But if you were scheduled for the studio,
you have to show up. You have to do it regardless.
Fucking record, pardon my French. You know how many records I've recorded with like 102-degree fever? Because if we canceled that day, that'd be $1,000 out the pocket. And I'm just done with that, dude. Like, I'm done. I'm just done. And it's just like, I want bands, if anything they can take from this is like, dude, fight for yourselves. Get as much as you can and learn everything that you pay for.
Yeah.
It's like so important. So important.
No, very much so. And I think, especially with the way music is moving right now, as far as like the opportunity for like other things to exist within it, there's a lot of room to have a bigger hand in the creative process.
Big time.
But that's going to happen a little bit later in this interview. I've definitely got a spot more designed for that. I want to keep moving along with the writing process for a moment.
Let's go.
Once you guys get a track finished writing, so you have the concept, you have it down, how long does it usually take you to get to the point where you feel comfortable enough to perform it?
I mean, if we're demoing it, like we're already performing it.
Okay.
It doesn't, we like we're already performing it. We're just making little changes and stuff. You know
Gotcha.
what I mean?
So you write it and then you go and test drive it out.
Yeah.
And then tighten it up.
Well, I mean, sometimes I might need to hear it on a demo. You know what I mean? Maybe, but that's so rare. Like I can pretty much like sit there at practice and like listen and be like, all right, cool.
Okay.
Right. You know?
Yeah. And then like.
Also another thing, I pre-write a lot of lyrics too. I have like massive amounts of lyrics like pre-written that are like about like, but I can fit to songs and edit and like change and stuff if I need to.
Interesting.
So it's like, that's when I knew that Confusion Reigned was about, you know, past relationships and heartbreak and stuff. Dude, I mean, I've experienced a lot of that. So I just immediately, anytime I feel something, have any type of inspiration, like a perfect example would be like someone mentioned, my friend mentioned Costco selling caskets, right? So I started, right when she mentioned that, like a couple days later, I started thinking about Costco selling caskets, right? Thinking about how great of a song that would be. And then I was thinking about like, how, like, these relationships I've been in that like could have killed me and the other person because we were just completely based on like a alcohol relationship. It wasn't like, you know, fueled by love or anything. It was just fueled by just getting fucked up. And it's like, we would both end up in a Costco casket if that was the case. So I wrote a whole song about that, of just two people that are just not really in love. They're just fucked up together. And it's like, Costco casket, you can end up in one of those because it's like a cheap casket to get. So that's kind of like it's so random, dude. It hits, you know, like that.
Damn, that might be one of the more in-depth approaches towards how people put their lyrics together we've gotten on the show. So
damn, man,
I appreciate that. That's a cool insight.
Like, there is the spur of the moment thing where I'm just like, fuck, this is so good. I have to write this right now.
Yeah,
yeah. I definitely have like a, you know, little idea. Sorry, my dog over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically where it comes from. Oh, if you got that on audio, whoo, my knee just cracked.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you for going through that. Like I said, that was super insightful. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But now I want to talk about your music a little bit.
Of course.
So, you know, I jumped on ye old Spotify and went and checked out pretty much all of it.
Okay.
Pretty much all of it. Went back to the beginning, got all the way through, got through both the albums, got through the one EP. I'm the worst with names, so you don't judge me on this.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
But one thing that really stood out to me is for the fact that it only goes back to 2023, you have a ton of music. And it's all like, it all feels like it was like intentionally placed. Some of it, you know, ended up on the album itself. Some of it were just kind of there. There was the shorter bit. And then the other thing that stood out to me, and it's really cool now knowing that you guys recorded everything yourself, is that it's tight. All of it is tight. It's really sonically pleasing. I don't know if you're familiar with Turnstile's newest album.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Like
I've opened for them.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like before they got like stadium huge.
Damn.
I've opened for them, I think once or something like that. Like I think once, maybe we opened for them back in the day.
Okay.
You know what? No. Wait. No. I might be confusing another band. I don't want to say open for Turnstile if I didn't. So I don't think we did open for Turnstile. I might have though.
Okay.
But I can't say for sure. So I don't want to say that.
You were in the same realm for sure.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
And that
100%.
That was, and I'm not exactly comparing like your like direct styles, but one thing that really stood out to me with their album was that everything stood out. Everything was very tight. Everything was very well represented. And the same thing with your music. The thing that really stood out to me is that everything is easy to distinguish. It's still hard. It's still fast. It's still heavy. It's still high energy, but it's not, there's no point in time where it's murky or where like I have to go back and like try and decipher something.
I hear that a lot. I hear people say that they can understand the lyrics, even though it's like screaming. And then I hear a lot of people say that they can always like tell what's going on musically.
Oh, 100%.
Which is really, that's a compliment to all the mixing and mastering, you know, that's been done, which is by Two Mags and Taylor Danley.
Oh shit. Yo, shout out Two Mags.
You know Two Mags?
I know of them. I've communicated with them once or twice, but I have not been able to get them coordinated for this yet.
Dude, Alex, what are you doing, bro? Come on, Two Mags.
Yeah.
This is the dude right here. That's my man, bro. I love Alex. Man, we were like, we had like a little studio together, and I love that guy, man. He's like one of my best buds. And then Taylor Danley, my guitarist and Sacrificer, and who's also the YouTube channel. He mixed the self-titled EP.
Gotcha.
So I mean, really, when it comes down to it, like we tracked it and shit, but those guys, their ears saved it.
I mean, respectfully, good engineers do go a long way, and shout out to them for the work they did.
100%. They are. I mean, if we didn't have them, those records wouldn't sound the way they did. You know, that's just the way it is. And they're,
I imagine you at least put the effort into recording it good at the source, and that
100%.
That always translates to a degree.
Yes. Now they got completely shit recordings that wouldn't sound as good as it does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
Scott definitely has. He has his tone on lock.
Very much so.
Trey and Scott. Everybody did great. You know, so
yeah. But then the other thing I wanted to talk about, because I usually do this bit where I talk about the most recent stuff that came out.
Yeah.
Now, technically, your most recent track is a cover.
100%.
Yeah, and it's solid.
Silly,
I mean, We're Gonna Be Friends is I found out about it from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
So I never even realized it was a White Stripes song until way later in life. But like, I kept expecting a turn. I was waiting for it to,
and that's the point.
To get heavy.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Is I mean, when it comes down to it, like Hard Pill is a very serious thing. Like we do take it very serious. Obviously, I mean, we're putting a lot of money in this thing, and all this merch and stuff. But it's like, in the end, it's all a fucking joke. I mean, the whole world's a joke. And like the whole, and it's like, if we can't laugh at what we're doing and like just fuck around and have fun and like. Then there's just that shit's so weak, dude. I've been in so many bands where it's just like they're so self-conscious about what people will think, and they're like they can't joke around. It's like, I don't want us to have this image. It's just like, just shut up. Like, let's have fun.
Yeah,
remember that? Remember in music when you used to have fun? So we thought, there's like going to be this kind of middle period between Wood Chipper and Confusion Range, right? Where we're going to drop like. We're going to drop like a remix album of like Wood Chipper. It's all like techno shit.
Okay.
Which is already done and ready to go. But
okay.
In the interim, you got to like with Spotify and just the way that the algorithm works, you have to constantly release like singles like every now and then, couple months. So it like you're just constantly in rotation. We were like, we should do something to like fill the gap. And then I think I messaged the group one day and I was like, dude, let's do like a dog park video. With like all the dogs, do like a silly song about being friends. I was like, let's do White Stripes. We're going to be friends.
Perfect.
They were, of course, like as always, because these are my boys, they were on board.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, let's do that. Fucking Wood Chipper right into We're Going to Be Friends. Why not? And that was the point. It's like a middle finger. It's like a middle finger to it all.
Yeah.
Like, whether it be you call it the heavy music scene or the way the industry works or people's perceptions. It's just like, it's us fucking with people and us having a fun time because it's like the silliest thing that you could drop is a White Stripes cover like that right after you have an album about putting someone through a wood chipper.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's like, so it's, that's kind of what that's about,
Gotcha.
It's a joke, but it's also not because the dog's on the cover. That's my dog and our guitarist dog and all those people in the video, those are all my close dog park friends. So it's like, it's silly, but it's also I wanted something to remember like the dogs in the dog park in my life. Cause it's like, it's probably one of the most important things in my life is that location and those people. And, it's as important as music. They both are like the hugest balance in my life is like my dog park friends and my bandmates.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
That is an interesting and understandable duality. I really like that.
I'm happy.
And respectfully, it's a good cover. Like,
well, thank you.
Yeah. Like that, the more I was just saying, like when I was listening through it, I was like, is he gonna put a turn in this?
No, and we
I appreciate it.
We had talked about it. Now that definitely had come up. Like, should we like make it heaven? And I was like, nah, man, let's just fuck it.
I liked that you didn't because the commitment to a cover, I think, is something where like there are some people who they could take it, they could run a million degrees the other direction with it, but to like commit to representing the cover well, especially for, like you said, how it is very not so much a slap in the face to the genre, but it is outside of it.
100%.
But you look at, or like
I wouldn't even. Yeah, like I think I misquoted. I think I missaid that when I said it's a slap to the face genre.
No, you didn't.
Okay,
you didn't. That was
It's a slap in the face to like expectations of the genre.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Like don't be ready for anything from us.
Well,
don't expect this thing from us because we're gonna fail you every time because we're gonna be doing everything throughout our whole career that we want. Whether it's a new wave EP, which we're recording too. Like,
okay.
We just have benchmarks and we're just marking them off as we go that we want to do that we've never done with music. That's really what it is.
Well, even and I swear there's a whole part for this a little bit later. We're almost to it, but there are elements of music now that have bled into other elements of music in ways that 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago would not have been allowed within the genre itself. But like I said, we're going to get to that in a moment. I do want to talk about, because I was bringing that up to say, while it is your most recent, it's not the most recent thing I want to bring up. I want to bring up your most recent live album. Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Is it Bridge City Sessions? Yeah.
Okay, so that's a live show album, right?
Mm-hmm.
Technically, our newest live album is Into the Wood Chipper with You Alive, which is where we performed that. But if you're talking about that, that Bridge City thing, that was awesome.
So the thing that really stood out to me, because first of all, it is solid. It is like, when I was listening to it, I always go to live albums with the like grain of salt expectation.
Yeah.
It does not need that. Sonically, it is incredible.
Eric Gem, thank you so much. The guy who mixed and mastered that.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you so much, Eric. Just got to give him a shout.
Yeah, no, definitely. But the other thing that I thought was really cool is that because it is a full show and because there's a real audience, you get to experience you live in like a real way. It's not like the curated, like this is a live session.
Yeah, like all the silly shit.
Yeah, or even like it's just not like, while it can be live, it's like live in a studio. You know what I mean? Like where it's like where like there aren't people to kind of give you the energy. There's not that
it's a real live album.
Yeah.
Concert album.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean by that.
And so not only do you get to have, that energy, like, because you deliver it differently than when it's just you in a space with nobody there, but as the album progresses, you get the feeling of you when you're a little bit tired, because, respectfully, 26 minutes of doing that will wear you out to a degree.
Another thing, too, also, I was deathly ill when we recorded that.
Damn.
Legit lung infection. My voice, when I woke up that day, my voice sounded like this.
I assume it does anyways.
So I had to call my guitarist. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do. What are we going to do right now? And he's just like, dude, just start chugging tea. And luckily, by the time I got to the venue, I was kind of like at this level, basically.
Yeah.
So like, so you're right. I do, like, by the end there, you can hear I'm like gassing out and shit.
Well, I mean,
I was puking in between those songs.
Whoa.
When we got the first like mix, you can hear me like put my face in my like towel and just vomit. Just,
oh God.
Oh, it's fucking horrifying. And it's funny you say that, which is exactly why I wanted to record Into the Wood Chipper with You Alive. I was like, bro, this is not like what I can do live. This is me at like deathly ill levels.
Well, see, and that's crazy to me because I wasn't saying you tired because you were gassing out by the end. Just the energy you put into it. Like everybody is tired-ish by the end of their set.
Yeah.
From it. But what was really cool to me is that you also get to experience the energy that you present on stage. Because one thing I noticed about your music is that there is a lot of character. There's a lot of animation. The vocals are not just, hey, we're here to kick your ass. There's a presence that is very human in the music in an interesting way. And so to get to experience that live, to get to experience how you interact with a crowd, it made me like really, it made me want to go see you guys live, like instantly. But the other thing, and this one's for me, this is me putting it out there right now, being able to hear Fence Walker Inc. live, that was rad. Nice. That was so much fun because that is definitely my favorite track.
That's good, man. I love that track.
And getting to experience it and seeing that you, in fact, bring it 110%.
That's awesome.
That was a really fun one for me because I always often wonder when I listen to recorded versions of things, what is the live experience like?
And I really try to keep that in mind, like hardcore when we write. Like, and I mean, I did fuck up on the Wood Chipper a little bit. There are parts in like every bit in Wood Chipper where I kind of, like live when I play it, I'm like, oh my God, I overloaded myself with this. But it's like, that's all part of the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like Fence Walker is like, to me, like the perfect amount of vocals. So it's like, that's why that song gets performed pretty hard every time. It's just because it's like, it's exactly the amount of words that should be in there. It's written really well. And yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite songs, dude.
Oh yeah.
Love
well, actually, and that is normally my next question here is, out of all the tracks you have available at the moment, what are some of your favorite tracks to perform?
To perform?
Mhm.
Because what I like, and well, no, they'd be the same. What I like to perform is probably Fence Walker, because everybody really knows the words to that one a lot, you know? I say that one, Phone That Favor, is really fun to play live. Hard Pill Loves You is very fun as well. McCluskey, the McCluskey cover we do, Lightsaber Cocksucking Blues. Those are probably like really the fun ones where the crowd is like, Jesus Christ, like they're fucking up in my face and shit and grabbing the mic. So yeah.
Hell yeah. I love that. Now I want to take a moment and I want to talk about new music you guys are working on.
Oh yeah.
What are some of the things we can look forward to for stuff that's not out yet?
Well, question, when will this podcast air?
This will be out next week.
Perfect.
Yeah.
October 27th.
Ooh.
Hard Pill, Wood Chipper Redo. That's coming out. That is a remixed electronic album of Into the Wood Chipper With You Alive.
Oh, hell yeah.
All the songs are completely redone from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Still the same structure and this, like the length almost, but they're all completely stripped of everything besides vocals and like maybe some guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is completely reworked with like drum and bass.
Whoa.
I don't want to say like dubstep, kind of like a hard hitting Three Teeth style, and then like kind of like a faster picked up Prodigy type of thing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but all three tracks sound really different from each other, which is fucking awesome. I really wanted that. And yeah, I'm excited, you know. And
did you guys do the electronic elements, or did you go?
No. We have no confidence in ourselves with that. No, we actually got this dude. It's like, he doesn't even have like an Instagram or anything. It's crazy. His name's like Das Pradana or something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah, I just found this guy on this website, and we got connected, and I was like, dude, you don't have a social or nothing. He's kind of like not like you and stuff, but like how you're doing your thing. But like I don't know. He's like very like hidden from everything.
Yeah, he's more into the process than the presentation.
He's kind of like a ghost producer type.
Okay.
So when I asked him, I was like, "What should we tag you as?" He's like, "Just use the name." And I was like, "There's no socials for you." He's like, "Just put my." I was like, "All right, cool." So yeah, we did that, and he did all three. So they're all completely different, though.
Hell yeah.
I'm really excited about that.
I'm actually pretty stoked for that as well.
Yeah, it's cool, man. The Fence Walker one is very cool. It's like a drum and bass remix, like
yeah.
It's kind of like all Aphex Twin glitchy.
Okay, cool. Well, definitely, I'm gonna check it out on my free time after it comes out and
save that
thoughts with you for sure.
Save that. Go to our Instagram. It's all over our Instagram.
Yeah,
save that. It really helps.
Hell yeah,
a lot.
Hell yeah. Now I want to take a moment and I want to kind of zoom out. I want to look at kind of music as a whole.
Cool.
What are some of the things, either about new music in general or music that's new to you, stuff that you're experiencing recently that you just enjoy or you find inspiration in, that you're taking in right now?
New music that inspires me and it makes me feel joyful and that I take in.
And again, it doesn't have to be like new as in like new to today, but like new to you.
I mean, dude, really house music. I hate to say that, but it's like, I'm a big house music guy.
Okay.
I love house music. Disclosure is like my favorite house music.
Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So like really, like, I hate to say this because I play so much heavy music, but like the EDM scene and like house music scene really grabs me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot. The new Bill Murray record.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
The new Bill Murray record, like, I'll be real with you, like, there's really not a lot of like new heavy music that really grabs me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sound like, I think I'm just older, you know what I mean? So like when I heard Bill Murray, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is like
I'm
really well done.
Big fan.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, that's not the first time Bill Murray's been mentioned on the show. I want to say in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's been mentioned more recently than my brain is allowing me to admit. But that is,
and I like the new Kublai Khan. You know what I mean? It's weird. I don't really like Neanderthal hardcore shit. It just gets really,
that's fair.
It's really boring. But like for some reason, I've always loved that band. We were on the same label like years back, and they're just like, I don't know what it is about them specifically, but they're just so unforgiving with like their message and their delivery and who they are as people.
Yeah,
that there's like a breath of fresh air with that.
I was gonna say that sounds relatable.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah. At a different level for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've that new Kubla Khan record, it's definitely an ass beater for sure. Yeah, but like, yeah, I'd say like that's kind of what I'm.
No, and that's cool. And that finally I could start saying the stuff I've been kind of holding out until this part. We're at a point in music right now where the lines have intersected so heavily. I mean, look at Skrillex. He used to just be Sonny from first to last. Like, like the lines have really crossed themselves in so many ways that like the introduction of different approaches, the introduction of different styles, and even more so, the ability to be allowed to enjoy other music has come a long way.
Oh yeah.
And so that even circles back to what we were saying in the beginning. The opportunity for intention lives in those boundaries as well. Like you can like an element of something and want to introduce it. You can enjoy the approach to something and want to have it be incorporated, or you can just be like, I think that's cool and be fine with it. Like that's such a big thing for music right now. And as the lines slowly start to blur and like the introduction of things and other things leads to other musicians bringing and crossing over into those realms, I think we're going to see something really cool. And the thing that's going to stand out the most is what you guys have in spades, and that's animation, that's energy, that is the ability to present enthusiasm for whatever you're doing regardless.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm not trying to like sound like up our own ass or anything, but it's just, I mean, you observe the world and you comment on it, you know, and that's what I'm doing right now. So I can't just sit here and say like I'm an egotistical asshole. I'm just observant, you know. I don't see a lot of bands having fun. I see a lot of bands that are like theatrically pissed looking. Like I don't believe that they're pissed, but they look like they're really angry. You know? So it's like,
you have a song about that.
Yeah. Like that's cool. Like I mean, how many years have people been doing that fucking number? So I mean, it's like you got that element, and then you got the element of people trying to like look cool, or like you know, they got like a fashion designer that like checks their stuff right before they go on the set, and they got a publicist to make sure everything is okay, and like, and that's cool too. I mean, there's that other element, but it's hard to like Steak Sauce Mustache. You ever heard of that band?
The name sounds familiar, but I can't recall it offhand.
Steak Sauce Mustache is the perfect example of a band that is making sick music that's really fucking heavy, and they are like they're just like a complete joke about everything else. Everything else about that band is like a goddamn zany joke, down to their merch, to how they are on stage, how they interact with their fans. But my God in heaven, when you go to their show, it's not just like a big circle with like people just in the middle trying to like fight each other. It's literally just people having the most fun you've ever seen in your life.
Damn.
Like I went on tour with them like 4 days, like about 2 weeks ago with Hard Pill. It was like the most fun I have ever had on tour. I've been on some crazy tours. I've seen some crazy shit. I don't know if it's like the best tour I've ever been on, but it was easily the most fun I've ever had on tour. So I don't know what that says, but I know they're a fun band.
Damn. Also a great name for a band.
Great fucking name.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad you see. I think that there's like a tide is. I think there's going to be a tide turning more towards that. Yeah. Everything's been really serious for so long. Well, like 7 years, it's like everybody's so serious and dark, and I'm just like waiting. I'm just like, all right, man. I'm like, grow up. When is this going to end? Like, come on, like let's have some fun. Like, you know. And I miss that. I do miss that. And I think Steak Sauce brings that to the table, and bands like that, you know, in general.
Yeah. Well, one thing I've even noticed too, just kind of in the realm of the way people are making music, is there was this weird swing where like they were like, oh, do everything yourself. Be a solo artist, like push all the buttons yourself, make all the things yourself, do all of this, do all of that. And then people realize that's not the move. People realize that making music is much more fun with many people. And what we're seeing right now is that technology is trying to meet that finally. We're starting to see, instead of something that can do everything for one person to do, we're seeing things that are, you can do 4 or 5 things as one person, but you can still leave room for other people. So now you're getting people who are taking these devices and they're making sounds that would usually require 2 or 3 people or elements, but they're still doing it as a group. So now you're getting these nearly like symphonic or operatic experiences from a small group of people, but you're still getting a big sound.
Oh yeah.
And I'm so excited for what that is going to breed. It's going to take it's probably going to take another 7 years to become fully recognized as to what it should be.
Yeah.
But we're finally starting to move that direction, and it really excites me because that's collaborative music, I think, is the most important form of music.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 100%.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is, you know?
Yeah. All right. Now, I've got one last question to go in this middle portion, but before we do you do any other things in the world of music at the moment?
Mm-hmm. I play in multiple bands on drums.
Okay.
I play in a band called Lesser Animal, grindcore.
Damn.
Thank you very much, Jason Bardoni. I'm in a band. He's like an ex-guitarist of Arsonist Get All the Girls.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, and I'm in the vocalist is ex-vocalist. He's done work with Fallujah and Alter Beast and a bunch of, he's a monster. His name's Monty.
See,
and Tyler has played in The Globalist, and that dude's fucking just a beast on bass, man. He's been doing everything. So it's a grindcore band. And then I'm in a band called Black Church where I play drums with my buddy Joe, Zan, and Esty, and Trey.
Mm-hmm.
Trey plays in Hard Pill on bass.
Yep.
So we're in two bands together. But I play drums in that, and then I play drums in Sacrificer, Taylor, who's the YouTube guy, like a death metal band. And the vocalist is Jamie Hanks from I Declare War.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa is right. Hear that, Jamie?
Whoa.
They just got back their Facebook, too, so go follow them on Facebook. He had that thing taken away for a long time by some scammer, and
damn,
they got it back, like 125K followers, bro. So good for you, Jamie. So he's, got that thing going on. And then I'm the drummer for American Me. And I've been the drummer for like American Me since like 2011.
Okay, so you're really in it.
Yeah.
You're really in it.
Yeah.
Also, I have not heard the name Arsonist Get All the Girls in so long.
They're fucking awesome.
I'm from the Bay Area, so I'm very familiar with that name.
Good. Well, yeah, then you definitely should probably know those guys then.
Yeah, no, that is a cool one to hear that you were involved with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jason's awesome, dude.
Just because this is deep lore for down there, and I don't know how much like you got into it. Do you remember a band called So Help Me God?
No.
Okay.
I'm from like I didn't grow up down there. I didn't really go to shows there, so I don't really know all the deep bands there.
I got you. I was just more curious if that
like Heavy Lolo was probably what I got into most.
Okay, yeah, definitely know them as well.
Fucking love that band. Dude.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Always have.
All right, but now that we've kind of dug through that, thank you for cool that you name dropped all of those. I definitely am going to add those to the list of the groups I'm checking out.
Good dudes, man. Good dudes. I was going to do it if you didn't. So.
Yeah, no. But now I've got one last question to go in this middle portion.
Up here.
Yeah. And this is probably the densest question in the interview.
Let's go.
But we've talked a lot about your experiences with music, the actions, the reactions. Yeah. But when it's just you and music, one-on-one, what does music give back to you?
Like my music that I listen to that I've made, or music from other people that they made?
We'll broad stroke it. However you feel you want to answer it best.
Oh man.
But typically it's geared towards like the making of music, the creation, the playing.
Oh, okay. Say it one more time. Ask me a question one more time now that I know.
So what does music give back to you?
Okay, the playing of it and all that.
Yeah.
It keeps me from killing myself. Like that's like the most primal answer I can give you is that it's like the sole single driving thing that keeps me alive. And that may sound like fucked up or sad or something like, depressing to some people or like a weird thing to say, but it's just the truth. It's like you just know you got to do something, you know what I mean? I know I have to do this.
Yeah.
So that's what keeps me happy and keeps me going, And
I mean, respectfully, that's just purpose.
Yeah, that's my purpose.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to do that, and it's like that's my calling. So it's like I don't know I mean, it's like a sickness in a way. I don't know any other way to think. I don't know how to train myself in any other way to think. So it's just I've just always thought that, and it's just my end goal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, respectfully, while that is a very direct way to put it, not negating the fact that that statement is a powerful.
Yeah, no.
The reality is that I think that's how a lot of people actually are about it. A lot of people categorize it as their therapy. A lot of people categorize it as their outlet.
Yep, I'd say that.
But also at a certain point in our lives, every human being at some point in their life has to make a decision with what they want to do. It doesn't have like there's no specific thing. Like we're not born predetermined with what we're going to do, unless that's what you believe in. I respect you. But when we are born, there's nobody that shows up with a clipboard and goes, doctor, drummer, trash person. Like, at a certain point in life, you have to look at yourself and go, this is what either brings me the most joy, brings me the most comfort, brings me the most success, brings me the most of something that you want to decide to be the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
And for a lot of people, I think that music is that. And clearly for you, that is the case. You've been committed to it since the beginning. You've been around it in so many ways. You continue to grow and learn within it. Like, come on, you make merch now.
Yeah.
You didn't wake up one day and just go, it'd be fun is to make merch.
Like, we do everything. We book our own shows. We have our own ticket broker. We go to we talk to the own venues. We work with promoters like 10% of the time.
Yeah.
But man. I've tried to learn every single facet I can.
Yeah.
To the point where
but respectfully, that means you're always growing. That means you're always learning. And that is the most important thing in regular human existence, is to always find a way to do more and learn more. When you stop learning, you start dying.
That's true.
So in a way, it is keeping you alive, but also it is allowing you to live.
Yeah.
And that is something that I think if we were more forward about just in general in music, the importance would be represented a lot more. So I really appreciate your answer.
Yeah, because a lot of people do act like it's like, whatever. It's whatever. And I think that's corny. I think a lot of shit in music is corny, but I also think that just has to do with me being old and like older and like 38 years old and kind of like, just being so just transparent and comfortable, which takes time. That takes getting older.
Yeah.
Just to be able to wear a Hawaiian shirt walking around in like October. Like, you just got to just realize, like, you just got to be comfortable with who you are, with whatever it is.
You're giving off cool uncle energy.
Yeah. Like there was like a second where I was thinking about what I should wear tonight. I was like, what the fuck you wear every day, which is like this shit. It's like, you're just wearing, I don't have many clothes, man. My wardrobe is simple. So
hey, trust me, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I always wear other guest shirts on the show, but I committed to that concept because I didn't want to have to think about what to wear.
Yeah. And that's a smart way to do it.
I just go to the Rolodex and I'm like,
that's it.
Yeah, like I remember wearing that. I don't remember wearing this recently. That's what's going on. Bing, bang, boom. And also, shout out to everybody who's been on the show. DS8 today.
Yeah, DS8.
Yeah,
baby.
hell yeah.
Adam, I love you, dude.
Hell yeah.
Sick bassist.
But now let's go ahead and we're going to move on to the last portion, which is all hypothetical questions.
I'm all about the imaginary hypothetical shit, bro.
Yeah, and for these, the sky's the limit. The questions are all made up, so the answers are allowed to be as well. But this first one's pretty straightforward. And we're gonna use the band version of the question for this one.
Let's go.
If the band could share the bill with any other act, the only requirement is they have to be current. They have to be active. They have to be.
Oh, they have to be active.
Yeah, they have to be available.
That's
now.
Important.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who would you pick?
Current active touring band that we could play with. I mean, they're going to be doing their last tour next year, so it still counts, but refused.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Refused 100%.
Hell yeah. And then subsequently, who's a local act that you're aware of that you haven't gotten to connect with yet, but you would like to? And I imagine that might be a little tougher because you've definitely, you know quite a few.
That I haven't connected with?
Or at least like, we'll say.
Let me think about that. No, let me think about that. Let me think about that. Probably Pack Tactics, which is a new band that's just formed. They're playing their first show this Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, for a cancer benefit. That would probably be the band because I'm such close friends with all those guys, and it's brand new, and we have a show together. So that'd be nice.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, everybody, you know what to do. At them in the comments. Let's make that happen.
Pack Tactics.
Yeah. And then for this next one, like I said before, sky's the limits, and it's pretty literal in this sense. But if you could perform anywhere in the world, and you wouldn't have to worry about crowd access or building stability or power, it was guaranteed the best lineup, guaranteed the best show. And it doesn't have to be a venue. It could be anywhere.
Hawaii.
Okay.
I love Hawaii.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I love Hawaii, dude.
Sure, makes sense.
I guess I could go I could choose like all the nice places, but I mean, I can't imagine an outdoor venue with the sun going down in Hawaii on the beach.
Perfect.
I just can't imagine anything better than that.
No, that would.
With like people rocking, but not like hurting each other, having a good time. Like, that's probably my like that type of scenery.
Yeah.
Something chill, dude. Something like beach shit, like fucking Thailand or Like it's just something where it's like, yeah, like tropic and like fun and different. I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt. Where would I want to perform? I'm on a beach somewhere.
No, and actually, it's cool that you pick Hawaii. I recently had a duo on here called Who's to Say, and they're like from Hawaii. Also, All Hype, shout out All Hype, has been on, and they're from Hawaii. But like there is an energy in music that Hawaii seems to have that is really special.
So fucking chill and awesome. I mean, it's the place. I mean, I've been not all over the world. I can't say that, but I've been a lot of places in this world. And I'll tell you right now, man, like I've gone on vacation a lot of places. The only time where I stepped off that airplane and walked through the airport and stepped out and I felt like, oh my God, I am on vacation. Like I am on vacation with Hawaii. Every other place, it's like, oh, we got to go here, we got to meet here, we got to, and it's just like, dude, this is not vacation. This is like a really stressful field trip and rigged times that I have to stip, no, Hawaii was like, so beautiful. I love that place, dude.
Hell yeah. No, that's a solid choice.
Yeah, dude.
And then to wrap up the hypothetical questions, if you could get one more album from anybody, they could be alive, they could be dead, they could have not put out an album in 100 years, they could have put out an album yesterday, who would you want an album from?
Now, this is the question. Would it be with their age and how old they are and their writing style now, or would it be like with the ferocity they had when they were younger and writing? Because this would probably be a band that broke up.
That is the fun part of this question. You can decide that part.
Botch. 100% Botch.
Okay.
Botch. I would want another album from Botch with their, because they put out We Came as Romans, and I believe, oh, I'm going to look bad here, but I can't remember if Anthology to Ends came out after We Came as the Romans, but either way, that's when they were like, just like right up here, you know what I mean? So if I was able to get an album from them at that, like that ferocity level, like it would be that.
Hell yeah.
You know, honestly, I think so. I think that's the choice.
Hell yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
That's it. That's a great one.
I think that's it.
All right. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. What can we look forward to between?
Real quick, I would like to mention this book at some point.
Oh, please.
You want to phrase that?
I have a whole shout out segment, and this is all real time, so everybody's seeing all of this. This is the fun part. But what can we look forward to between, let's say, now and April?
You can look forward to the remix EP dropping, Chip or Redo. You can look forward to maybe a single from Confuse and Range, full length, coming out at the end of the year, beginning of year. I think we're going to go beginning of year. So, I mean, dude, but that's probably it. The Wood Chipper remix EP. Oh, we're opening for CKY December 14th.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's badass.
Bucket list right there.
Whoa.
Dude. Yeah, man. I saw CKY in Winston-Salem when I was like 14 years old, 15, when Infiltrate, Destroy, Rebuild came out.
Yeah.
It was for that tour.
I grew up on their movies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, same. But that was one of those first concerts. That was probably like the first concert I went to where I was like, holy fuck, this is for me. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, it's.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy special to say the least.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And when did you say you're doing that?
December 14th at Bossa Nova Ball.
December 14th. Hell yeah. I'm going to try to go to that.
If you go, I'll guest list you.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, y'all heard it here. Yeah. No. And then for this next part, go ahead and look straight at the camera. Tell everybody how they can find you.
You can find us at facebook.com/hardpillpdx, instagram.com/hardpillpdx, and then Linktree would be hardpillpdx, but it's like a weird way that you have to say the website. So just go there, find them. YouTube is Hard Pill PDX, I believe, if you use the channel name. I don't know if we have that yet. That's probably the best way, but Instagram is definitely the best. And if you want to book us, hardpillpdx@gmail.com is the best way to get in touch with us there. That's probably as far as the contact stuff. That's what it is.
Hell yeah. All right. And then any other plugs, any other shout outs, anything else you'd like to put while you're on here?
Yes, I'm going to do this right now. And this really needs to
100%
be. This is, can you see this?
It is definitely perfectly in the shot.
This is the single most important thing. I'm talking to the mic here. The single most important thing a band can buy right here, okay? I want you to look at this book. It's called the DIY Tour Guide, all right? This was written by Brett. Brett is a very, very, very good friend of mine who's a financial coach, and he's also the guitarist and founder of Steak Sauce Mustache. That is in a band that has gotten from the ground up and gotten to where they are over these years and just completely mastered what they're doing. And Brett has taken all of the information, all the failure, all the success, a lot more failure than success, if I had to guess, to get the right answers as a musician. And he's put everything that you need to know as a band into this book for $20 on Amazon. All right. So when I say this thing has everything you need to know, I mean, it has shit that you don't even know as a musician yet. It has stuff that I didn't know. And I've been playing this shit for how long? I've been on Rise Records. I've been traveled all over the place. You know what I mean? And I can tell you that there's stuff in here that is invaluable and that they don't want you to know. This book is exactly what the industry is fighting against people knowing and understanding how this works.
Damn.
This $20 right here can save you thousands of dollars. You got to realize that. And I cannot explain how important this book is. And I mean, he's my friend, he's my friend. I love his band and shit. But like, this is a power that musicians just don't understand, is like priceless. So for $20, Amazon, buy this book, start from the beginning, learn every facet of this book possible.
There will be a separate link in the description below.
I cannot.
You can just go click on that.
Cannot stress that enough, dude. I
Hell yeah.
cannot tell you how much bands break up because they don't have the answer to this.
Damn.
Bands lose money because they do this. So it's like, this is like an answer to like get you on the right track.
Hell yeah.
So just please buy this book. I bought it. I'm not hawking this for free. I bought this with my own money.
Yeah.
You know, like I support this guy. So
I mean, respectfully, I'm literally, as soon as this episode is done, I would do it on camera, but it will take too long to click buttons.
Rad,
I'm going to be picking up a copy.
You're going to be shocked when you read that.
I'm excited for it.
I mean, I remember reading it on tour and I'm just like, man, like, holy shit, dude, you really put everything in here. And he's like, I put everything that I've learned. And I was like, you're a good dude, man. $20 is
Hell yeah.
crazy good price for that.
Hell yeah. Well, damn. Thank you for that plug. I'm glad you made sure that it got on here.
Of course, dude. And then shout outs, you said right now?
Yep.
I didn't write this down, so I might forget people. All our engineers, Two Mags, Taylor Danley, Audio Siege, Eric Gem, everybody who does that. Video work would be Gloom Productions, Jordan Henling, 88.1 Films, lighting with Sean Coates, Bridge City Sessions. Big thank you for all the stuff we do there. Big shout out to the Hard Pill Street team. They do a lot of flyering stuff for us. They're really helping us with the social media.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing. Big shout out to Jackson Hagen, who is our drummer. I want to give him a big shout out because he was our photographer before he was our drummer.
Okay.
And he's also been sober for the entire existence of our band.
Oh, hell yeah.
He changes.
Hell yeah.
And I just want people to understand, like, you know, the better side of life is on the other side if you can make it. And Jackson is a perfect walking example of that. And he's just a great dude. And I really just want to give him a shout out and thank him for really pulling the reins in when we had to unfortunately let go of our first drummer for some reasons. And he really stepped up, still doing the photography for us. Big shout out to his lady. Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. I hope I'm not forgetting it.
Again, I mean, you're involved in so many things with so many people. I'm sure they know that you mean well. If you
Donovan Brown, who did all the artwork too, Brian, who did all the artwork too. I think I got it all.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. And with that being said, we've got one last question to go.
Let's go.
Before we do, I'm going to steal the camera for just a second. As always, y'all, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And one more shout out to the Brothers Apothecary, Ronald Records, and Portland Water. Thanks for keeping us hydrated. And with that being said, the final question. And this is entirely up to your interpretation. But in all of music, what is an album you feel is more on the obscure side? It's a deep cut.
Side?
Yeah, so it's a deep cut. It's one not a lot of.
The Maud Flanders Conspiracy.
Damn, you were just ready for that.
I can give you two albums that I think are the most fucking obscure albums that nobody. This is a great question, and these are two great bands with two really weird fucking albums that nobody knows about.
Oh man, Ryan, what was the band name?
Maud, M-O-D, Flanders Conspiracy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the album is called, well, they actually have two. It's called Take a Ride on My One-Wheeled Rickshaw, and the other one is called The Tragic Urn Spill.
Oh.
Both of those records are some of the weirdest things I've ever heard in my life. I can't even really describe it. Great band.
Hell yeah.
The other band, I'm going to give you two.
Yeah,
I know
please.
you asked for one,
Please.
but I'm sorry.
No, double down.
Look What I Did.
Whoa.
They're an older band. They are from Minuteman for the Minute. Or sorry, Minuteman for the Moment, 2005, that record.
Okay.
Those two bands, those records are really interesting for that time period. You got to also listen thinking about what time it was.
Yeah.
2003, 2004.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, thank you for those recs. I'm so excited.
They're fucking incredible.
Rad.
Yep.
All right, but with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining us
Dude,
today.
thanks. This was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Duncan from Hard Pill.
And we're signing off. Later, y'all.
That's a wrap.
This is not a podcast. This is a show.
Keep jamming.